So I've been spending a lot of time behind the scenes making the secret best free-to-play deck, and I have finally done it. Behold, free-to-play Chaos Turbo. Just look at how affordable this deck is. Just look at the deck price. You can get an entire deck with only gems, which means it's completely free to play. Let's go over the cards. First, let's talk about our boss monster, Chaos Sork. This card is like really good. You can special summon this card without any tributes, and not only that, he can also banish a monster once per turn with absolutely no cost. This card is insane. But you might ask, what if we don't draw Chaos Sork? Well, we have a bad version of Chaos Sork right over here. Look at him, look at how stupid he looks. He's even limited to 3, that's how bad he is. Anyway, we have Apprentice, which can send itself to the graveyard to give a massive stat boost to our Chaos Sork, which, by the way, does not work on BLS because he is a dumb little idiot that's not even a Dark Spellcaster. Speaking of Dark Spellcasters, we have Witch of the Black Forest, which is our hand trap searcher, which searches either Valor or Crow. These hand traps are like, okay, I guess. I mean, they can't even destroy anything, like Smashing Ground or Fissure, but I guess Witch of the Black Forest searches them for free, so we might as well play them. For the traps, we are playing 3 copies of Compulse. Every player knows that Compulse is one of the best traps in the game, that's why we are playing 3 copies. For the extra deck, we are just playing random Xyz and Links because who needs the extra deck when we have such a ridiculously strong card like Chaos Sork? We can make Crusadia Equimax using the Ambler Will that we have because it needs a Link monster, and if our opponent activates DNA Surgery and turns our monster into warriors, we can make Heroic Champion Excalibur and just deal lethal in a single hit. This card is really good. Okay, let's talk about our skill. We are playing Extra Pain. This skill is actually really good. When you deal battle damage to your opponent, it deals an additional 100 damage, which is actually significant because that basically means that every single monster that you have 100 more attack whenever you deal damage. And that's permanent. It's not like it's only lasts until the end of your turn. It's whenever you deal damage, so even if your opponent attacks your monster and they take damage, they also take 100 more, which is ridiculous. Okay, let's have a look at the replays. We are going first. So let's see what this deck can do. Our opponent is playing Synchrons with a funny little twist, actually. I think this innovation that our opponent is playing might actually be a secret top tier deck. Let's see what our opponent will be doing. We will just be summoning a copy of our Condemned Witch and then setting 2 and pass. We're gonna make a Lila, which pops our opponent's back row. This card is really good. Our opponent will chain Forbidden Lands, which is fine. We still get to pop it. And we're going to try to attack over our opponent's monster, but unfortunately they have 100 more defense. So I guess we'll just end turn and mill free using the effect of Lila. Opponent will be searching a copy of Junk Synchron, and then setting a continuous spell, activating it right now, and then activate Recardination to actually grab back the Flower Guardian that he discarded with the Jet Synchron. And then he's actually going to go into the Flower Guardian half of his deck and pop our back row. That's fine because we have a second copy of lands, making his attack a 0, and as I said in the deck analysis, the skill also works when your opponent attacks your monster, so we will be taking another 100 damage off of our opponent, and then we can't actually beat over his Flower Guardian, so we will just end turn because we can't really switch the battle position of Lila. Our opponent will be summoning more Flower Guardians, and we have a Valor for that, so he won't be drawing another card with its effect, but he can still extend using a copy of Flower Guardian Pine with Crane from his hand. So yeah, I think this deck is just really good. It's just I don't know why no one's playing it. You see, they can play through a Valor like it's nothing. They can even make Black Lotus Moonlight Dragon, but they can't really bounce anything because none of our monsters are special summoned. We'll make the bad Chaos Sork first, he will bounce it, and now after he used up the bounce, we will actually make the good Chaos Sork and actually go to battle, and because he is the good Chaos Sork, he can actually be boosted by our Apprentice, and we can walk with Lethal. So yeah, this deck is really good. And finally, thanks for watching, and happy April Fools!